To be Black owned, to me, means the ability to build up our community and our culture for the future that we actually want, and it's gonna make us better. Being Black owned is being brilliant. I'm Kori Hale, and I'm originally from Houston, Texas, but I reside in Brooklyn, New York, and I'm the CEO of CultureBanx. Welcome to CultureBanx Game Changers. I'm Kori Hale, joined by Dan Roberts.
It's me.
Hey, Dan. My childhood was actually very, very interesting, and it was different in a way that I didn't really realize until I became much older. I was fortunate to grow up with a great, fantastic single mother who raised myself and my older brother, Keenan, and she was fantastic and really exposed us to a lot of what it meant to be proud to be Black. The shorthand version of what I like to say, the building of Kori Hale, is I went to Hampton University. Shout out to all of Hampton and the whole Virginia DMV area. It was fantastic. I'd never realized what it was like to be around so many Black people who were so different than the Black people that I grew up with back in Houston. And that HBCU environment is so unique and unlike anything that you could ever experience at a PWI. So I'm so grateful that I started there before moving kind of into the workforce, and I spent my time really grinding away on Wall Street as an investment banker, first internationally at a Swiss bank, UBS, and then at Goldman Sachs back here in the States for several years before really moving away from that and into media so that I could really create business news for people who look like me. Working at the stock exchange every day, a part of it is working at an old man frat house, is what it feels like. It is a lot of middle-aged white men, and here I am, this younger Black woman, and I'm there every day. So it was a lot of being in a fishbowl, right? People staring at you all the time, even though I was down there to host news shows every single day. It's just like, oh, who is this Black woman? And what does she know? Oh, actually, she's not that bad. She's pretty sharp. She's on top of it. I mean, you're interviewing some of the top CEOs around the world, but the day in, day out of it, a little bit of it is exhausting to always have to be the face and always have to be on and the representative, but it's also very uplifting and inspiring to finally be like, yeah, someone who knows who the Migos is talking to the CEO of Carnival Cruise Line. There are so many challenges being just a woman, and let alone a Black woman working in finance and any of the big sort of investment banks. And the main thing is this not having to dumb yourself down to make the others feel more important, because mediocrity is not something that I feel we as a community do, but in other communities, mediocrity is not only accepted, it is praised. So it's a lot of that back and forth, and you have to skate a very fine line, right? Like, do I want to get promoted? Do I want to move up the ladder here? How much of my authentic self can I really bring? I didn't even wear natural hair until I started my own company. And when I moved into media and being on camera every day, because they want you to look a certain way, and by look a certain way, they want you to look a way that they feel comfortable with, which a lot of that has to do with straight hair. I subscribe to that, and I'm actually looking back a little mad at myself that I even subscribed to it for as long as I did. And I was like, how are we gonna let this hair be what it is? CultureBanx is the dopest business news company that you could ever come across in life. I'm just gonna throw it out there. And we are building, right, the Bloomberg for the culture. We are creating relevant business news that uses music in a way that no other news platform is using at all to help people better connect with the content. The name CultureBanx in itself came to me like in a dream, and I was like, oh, we were first thinking about going with noir or something, but that was like way overused of a word to put in your company. And I was just like, oh, you know, we're always talking about banking and finance. I was like, CultureBanx. because that is exactly what we are. We are like a bank. We are creating a central repository of information for the culture. And I was like, that's exactly what banks do. They hold money, right? And you go in and you're able to take it out when you need it, and you get the most use out of it. So that was CultureBanx. We needed a place that we could go to and get relevant business news, not just for us, but created by people that look like us and are from our communities in a way that doesn't exist in any other platform. So far, CultureBanx has accomplished a ton. We've been around for 3.5 years at this point, and we are the leading business news platform for African Americans. Not only that, when you think about the broader journalism and media industry, we actually have the biggest roster of Black journalists out of any news media organization. That's insane that we were able to do that in 3 years. On top of that, we've been able to create content and products and events that other people told us wouldn't work, and they have. Being able to bring people to the table like Master P to share his experience with us during one of our webinar series, Normalizing Black Wealth, being able to have former NBA players and the top fund managers like Keisha Cash come and sit down and say, hey, we're gonna keep it 100 because we know we're talking to our people, and this is what you need to know about venture capital. This is what you need to know about investing. This is what you need to know about buying Black and moving from just being a consumer to a producer. For Black women who want to get into the media business and they're very passionate about it, they should definitely keep that passion and just know that the road is not paved in gold. There just aren't enough of us. So I actually would encourage more people to start media companies, because we need to build up the community so that we can lean on one another for even simple things like, how do I do an IO when I'm trying to work with a major media brand partner or get sponsorship? Because it is very difficult, and a lot of times I personally have felt like I'm just grasping at straws and making it up as I go along, because I don't have a nice game plan or roadmap that I can say, oh, this person did it. Let me build a business news company like that. That's also very exciting, but it is not without a plethora of challenges along the way. I will say though, don't be discouraged by that. Be encouraged.